What's up, guys? Today I want to talk to you about a concept that holds so many guys back, so many talented, hardworking guys, and it's the concept of seeking recognition. Here's the thing. I think when you're a child, when you're young, when you're like 6 years old, recognition is like very important, right? If you actually study, there's a book on this, it talks about how children develop, and the average 5 and 6 year old, the most valuable thing to them is the approval of others. And then as you get older, you start to have some more abstract ideas of right and wrong, and then eventually you're able to kind of conceptualize right and wrong instead of being on the basis of someone else's opinion. And this is actually a book about moral development. Now, if you are somebody that is obsessed with getting attention and being able to have other people recognize your efforts, you're going to have a very, very hard time getting ahead in life. Now, of course, that's an example of an extreme sort. But in reality, most people will fall between not giving a crap at all, which is bad, and giving way too much crap, which is also bad. The truth is in the middle. You have to be able to find yourself as somebody who can do the work and then share the attention. There's an old saying that one of my friends said years ago, is that you can either look like a baller or you can be a baller. And I think he was referring primarily to looking wealthy, but this also applies to, doing the work and not getting attention. Everybody knows who's competent without actually, saying, hey, yeah, so-and-so is great, so-and-so is, should make more money, whatever. Guys, let me tell you one thing. If you want to get ahead in life, you got to be okay with doing the work when nobody's watching. There's an old saying that says, if you want to look good in front of thousands, then do the work, outwork thousands when nobody's watching. Right? Are you willing to do that? And I think a lot of guys struggle with that. They talk about it a lot. They talk about how awesome they are and how hard they work. Generally, my rule of thumb is if you talk about how hard you work, you probably don't work very hard. Truthfully, you're just too busy if you're actually working really hard to even talk about working hard. People just come up to you and say, man, you work really hard. You work so many hours. And you're like, really? I didn't pay attention. I was busy working hard. Because if you're talking about working hard, chances are you probably aren't working hard because you wouldn't have the time to do so. And this goes on to say, if you're somebody that does the work and gets a lot done, you don't have time to sit there and talk about how much you got done. Because this is how usually it works. You do the task, you move on to the next one. You do the task, you move on to the next one. You pretty much shut up about the work and talking about how much work we got done, right? It's kind of an arbitrary thing that a lot of people get obsessed about, talking about how much work we got done. So that's one thing. If you're honestly always somebody that requires an attaboy, you're always going to end up working for somebody. You're not going to be a leader, right? Attaboys are not for leaders. Leaders, they eat crap all day, and when they're done, they eat some more. And nobody's ever going to tell you good job. Nobody's ever going to say how great you are. Nobody's going to give you recognition. But here's the beauty of it. And this is where I think faith for me and religion and philosophy is so important. I believe that there is somebody or something out there that sees everything that we do. Right? I believe that in my soul. I believe that no matter what I do, it's going to come right back to me, whether it's good or bad. Because there is some energy, I call it God, call it whatever you want, call it universe or karma, but I believe there is this energy out there that pays attention, and it reciprocates what we do, what we think, what we believe, what we say, right? If you're saying nasty things, if you're thinking nasty things, if you're acting out nasty things, you're going to have nasty things come back to you, because that energy knows this. A lot of people call it karma, law of attraction. I call it God. And I think that if I do the right thing all the time, that the right thing will happen to me, and the things that I want will come to me. And that's a philosophy that I have learned with honestly a lot of pain and suffering as a result of a lot of mistakes. At this point, that's what I believe. That's why I don't really I truthfully don't think it's that important. Of course, I appreciate when people appreciate the work that we do, but I don't really seek that as a goal. I don't seek people to like me or to approve of what I do. It's not important. It's not the most important. It is important. It's not the most important. It's probably top 5. It's definitely not top 3. It's top 2, right? So what is important to me at this point is making myself proud and making God proud, right? If I am happy with the work that I put in today, and at the end of the day, everything went sideways, it's okay. Everything went sideways. I gave it my best. I got knocked down. I picked myself back up, did it again, got knocked out again. And at the end of the day, I just spun my wheels and I had nothing done. But you know what? I will say great effort, good job. Strategy was probably poor, but I don't need an attaboy. I don't need to say, hey, it's going to be okay, right? It's going to be okay. 100% believe that. Why do I believe that? Because there's a connection up there that tells me that there is. It's going to be okay. This was necessary. There's an old monk saying, right, Christian monk saying that said, So let us say in all instances, thank you, my God, because this was needed for my salvation. When you have a difficult situation and you don't get a recognition, it's all the same thing, right? If you kill it and nobody cares, or if you lose and everybody cares, it's the same emotion that comes out of it. It's failure. You feel like a failure, right? So if you like do your best and you win everything and nobody gives a damn, it just feels just as bad, sometimes even worse, than if you absolutely got, mauled by life and pummeled and everybody's like, oh, this guy sucks. It's the same emotion, right? It's the same emotion, which is like, oh man, I don't matter. Well, you do matter. You do matter. You matter to yourself, you matter to your spirit, and you matter to God because He created you. I'm not trying to get all religious on you guys, but I'm telling you, if you don't understand this, you're going to have a trouble working very hard. You're going to have trouble giving up too soon because you didn't get enough recognition. You do the dishes, your wife doesn't notice. You do the dishes, your wife doesn't notice. You do the dishes and take out the trash, and your wife doesn't notice. So then you stop. And you stop and you say, screw it. You become resentful. Well, who did you hurt? You hurt yourself and your family. Why? Because you're seeking recognition where you are not to find any. You gotta understand something, guys. Your job isn't to be watered by the world. Your job is to water the world. Your job isn't to be understood by the world, but to understand the world. Your job is not to be given to by the world, but to give to the world. The water that you flow through yourself into everyone else will be the water that you receive from up above. And this is a biblical saying, he who waters others shall himself be watered. You got to understand something. You have to be a vessel for all the blessings that God's going to give through you to other people. And if you believe that you're somebody that's a bucket that other people's blessings should go to, then you are absolutely screwed, my friend, because you are at the mercy of the world. You're at the mercy of other people. You're at the mercy of other people's emotions and feelings and their moods. Because you dictate how you feel on how other people feel. You got to have somebody else tell you good job in order for you to feel like a successful person. You don't want to do that, guys. I promise you that. You're going to end up in a very bad place. Try to tie your emotions to something that will not break, and that's the hand of God. Try to tie your emotions and your faith and your hard work and your recognition to something that other people cannot adulter and tarnish and taint. Don't put your success and your future in the hands of other people. Don't put your emotions in the hands of other people. Put it into something that will never break, ever. And you could call it, again, whatever you want, but I promise you it's not other human beings. I hope we can all agree on that. And this is something that I'm telling you right now. I make these videos because I feel like I have a calling to share some of these ideas that come to me, the things that I have learned and am I learning even right now. Because I do believe that there's something that is, these were not meant just for me. I am trying to be the vessel that I'm telling everyone else to be, to let these flow through me so you guys can get. The recognition should not come to Zane either. I don't honestly care if you give me the recognition. I appreciate it, but if you don't give it to me, it's perfectly fine. I never made these videos so that I could gain recognition. All right, guys? So, again, I am so grateful for everybody that watches these videos, allows me to do what I do on a daily basis with the company, with the teams that we have now, and of course the people that pay attention and take the wisdom of what we've shared, that we built this 8-figure company on. Guys, there's a lot of basics right now that I'm sharing with you that you might be like, man, this guy's becoming a preacher. But I promise you, it's all the same, right? Church and business and mosque and faith and religion and all this stuff is actually it's different sides of the same object. And if you can understand that how everything connects to each other, you'll be able to help build an 8, 9, 10-figure company, because the principles are going to be universal. They will apply to everything. And I hope you understand that everything I'm saying is really genuinely to help people, especially the people that are on our team. Thank you very much. I hope to see you guys on the next video.